Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH Rebirth of Emperor Yang episode number 310 based on novel. So let's start. Xiao Dingtian fell down, and Xiao Yang's body suddenly stagnated in the sky. Then, a crazy killing intention suddenly appeared on a pale face. When he looked up, all his dark eyes were filled with scarlet. His body trembled violently, and a hoarse roar came out of his throat. He tried his best to gush out of his body. When the body suddenly burst forward, the palm suddenly grasped it. Almost at the moment when the Xian heavy ruler appeared, the raging fire burned on it. Oh! Angry! However, seeing Xiao Yang showing such a crazy appearance, Xiao Dingtian smiled coldly, his eyes flickered slightly, slowly raised his two fingers and nodded gently towards the void on one side. Almost at the same time when Xiao Dingtian's fingers fell, the originally empty void suddenly twisted, and the raging flame rose out of the air. Then there was a huge ruler burning different fire all over the body, and Xiao Yang, who was born now. Xiao Dingtian's seemingly ordinary finger opened the void at will, and the hit point fell on the ruler front of the huge ruler. Buzz! When the two collided, a terrible wind ripple suddenly burst out. Xiao Yang's eyes coagulated and wanted to get out of the body. At the same time, Xiao Dingtian hit the giant ruler with a backhand. Just one blow shook the dark ruler in the latter's hand out of his hand. Hum! Ju Kai lost his hand, and a strong force came from his palm. Xiao Yang immediately heard a dull hum from his throat. His toes gently touched the void. His body quickly retreated. At the same time, the source of qi in his body ran wildly, which forcibly suppressed the force forced into his body. Rao is so. When he settled down, he glanced and held Ju Kai's right palm. At the moment, a stream of blood was rapidly falling down along his wrist. In the twinkling of an eye, the whole palm was dyed into a bloody hand. In Xiao Yang's fury, he still drove him back with a simple blow and even injured him. Xiao Dingtian's cultivation is really terrible. But even so, seeing that Bai Hua was killed by the people in front of him, Xiao Yang's anger was difficult to eliminate. He stared at his bloody right hand. A few seconds later, Xiao Yang suddenly looked up, his right hand was strong, and when he opened it again, the suction in his palm surged. The mysterious heavy ruler that flew out fell into his hand again, shocked hard, and the fire covered it again. Hum, stubborn. Seeing Xiao Yang like this, Xiao Dingtian gave a faint cold hum, and then stepped forward and fell in the void. A powerful force of arrogance suddenly shot forward, with a strong qi like a blade, and approached Xiao Yang. Xiao Dingtian's contemptuous intention to force people to obey him with momentum and pressure really doesn't hide it at all. Hiss! Then the next moment, when the momentum broke through the void, Xiao Yang's body disappeared into the sky without warning. Seeing this scene, Xiao Dingtian couldn't help but be slightly surprised. When he returned to his mind, a figure suddenly appeared above his head, and behind him, a dark tent also condensed. I see. Seeing this scene, Xiao Dingtian smiled faintly. Between waving his hands, the turbulent energy swept out like a sea tide, and the huge foot falling on his head flew away in an instant. Xiao Yang was also ejected again. But when Xiao Yang wanted to struggle to come forward again, the latter's slightly low voice spit out slowly. That's enough. For your sake of a little talent, I have to tolerate it again and again. If you really do it, you don't even have the qualification to be my opponent. Then I'll fight too. Xiao Yang shrieked and roared, and the killing intention in his eyes not only did not decrease, but became more and more strong. Just for an animal, I don't even want my own life. Xiao Dingtian lifted his eyelids and said faintly. After a word, Xiao Yang's pale face suddenly became gloomy. After a long time, he clenched his teeth and said word by word. For me, the Xiao family can be replaced, he can't. Xiao Yang, you are bold. As soon as the voice fell, Xiao Dingtian's face suddenly sank. With a wave of his big sleeve, an invisible force suddenly swept out and blasted at Xiao Yang. In his eyes, he doesn't care about the collapse of heaven and earth, but the Xiao family, no one can trample on it. However, Xiao Yang's words touched the scales. But how could he have expected that his previous remark was not the inverse scale in Xiao Yang's heart? Buzz! Just when the invisible energy was about to fall on Xiao Yang's body, a golden array cover suddenly stood in front of Xiao Yang, trying to resist Xiao Dingtian's attack. Xiao Xian, how dare you stop me? The remaining light in the corner of Xiao Dingtian's eye glanced at Xiao Xian standing at the top of a huge tree behind his eyes and said in a deep voice, Elder, you have to forgive others. Besides, Xiao Yang is frank and angry. Why take it seriously? Xiao Xian tried his best to maintain the operation of the array, and his tone was a little heavy. If you dare to insult the Xiao family, you will be killed. Whoever it is. As soon as the voice fell, Xiao Dingtian sent out a cold hum between his palm and nose. When he advanced, he heard a bang. The golden array cover condensed in front of Xiao Yang burst, and the still surging invisible strength blasted down against Xiao Yang's body. Hiss. However, just at this time, when Xiao Yang was ready to face the invisible strong wind in front of him with all his strength, a soul-stirring white light column suddenly broke through the void and rushed into the sky. At this moment, the strong wind that was about to hit Xiao Yang's body was also dispersed by this powerful energy. Huh! Xiao Dingtian frowned, and Xiao Yang also looked down with a surprised look. Their faces changed one after another. The old face of the former looked unbelievable, while Xiao Yang's white face finally couldn't help but burst into an excited look. There was a little fog in a pair of scarlet eyes. On the ground, in a huge pit, a snow-white figure slowly stood up, the black wrapped up all over quietly retreated, and a pair of dark eyes were gradually covered by the color of Mori white. The cold face revealed a bit of confusion. When I looked up, I saw Xiao Yang standing in the void at this time. After opening his mouth slightly, the young man was speechless for a while. After a long time, he fully adapted and the thoughts in his mind were completely unblocked. Xiao Yang. But at this moment, the white figure in the mountains and forests is undoubtedly the White Birch. Different from the previous beast-like soul, at present, the eyes are still filled with the familiar look of the past. At that moment, Xiao Yang knew that the real Birch was back. Two eyes looked at each other, and excited emotions immediately rushed into their hearts. Regardless of many, Xiao Yang directly ignored Xiao Dingtian's gloomy eyes and pressed down the bursts of pain caused by the injury in his body. His body flashed and appeared in front of the latter in the blink of an eye. The two big men hugged each other with such a deep face. On the back mountain of the Xiao family, like a piece of ruins on the ground, Xiao Yang and Bai Hua hugged each other heavily. At this time, their faces were filled with the joy of the rest of their lives. No one could believe or understand that Bai Hua, who was pierced by Xiao Dingtian, would revive again. Even looking at it like this, it was obviously no big harm, or even, the state is even better than before. This. Xiao Dingtian stared at the birch with a frown, saw the fading black corners of his clothes, and then felt the strange smell in his body, which was different from the previous one. It seemed that he understood something. The snow-white birch in front of him may be the result of his heart-piercing finger. The birch's previous beast-like state could never have changed without external force. However, the black air lingering on his body did not dissipate until his deadly finger fell. How could this happen? Thinking of this, Xiao Dingtian couldn't help frowning. Unexpectedly, his action not only didn't effectively suppress Xiao Yang's original intention, but also made him happy in spite of misfortune. It was futile. The thought in his heart flew around. The look on Xiao Dingtian's old face was really not good-looking. When his mood became more and more depressed, an old laughter suddenly sounded in the world. Hee, since we've had enough trouble, please go back. The back mountain of the Xiao family is not a place to fight. If you really don't like it, go to the martial arts arena. The speaker was the elder Xiao Zhan. Hearing the speech, Xiao Dingtian showed a rare look of fear on his old face. Looking at the family, even the patriarch was not afraid of him, but he didn't have much temper in the face of the elder. He arched his hand in the direction of the depths of the mountain forest. Xiao Dingtian's eyes were broken, and he stared at Xiao Yang reluctantly. Then his body turned and disappeared between the heaven and the earth in the blink of an eye. Looking at Xiao Dingtian who left, Xiao Yang's pale face showed a relaxed look. His body shook slightly. The White Birch on one side rushed forward to help the latter. Then he quickly took a pill from the ring and took it. At the entrance of the pill, It turned into a mild medicine, which quickly nourished several dry meridians. With the diffusion of stock source gas, Xiao Yang's pale face gradually improved. Thank Elder Xie for rescuing. Xiao Xian respectfully hugged his fist towards the depths of the mountain forest and said respectfully, "Hihi, it's just a small matter. Just don't be careless after you go back. Xiao Dingtian still complains about you. Try not to entangle with him before the clan meeting starts. Although Xiao Jinghong invites you, you can't easily deal with Xiao Dingtian's contacts in the clan. Although I'm a big elder, I can't participate too much, but I wish you peace, it's all right." The voice fell. Xiao Yang and others saluted respectfully. After that, they withdrew from the back mountain and returned to the other garden. When the party returned to the other garden, Xiao Yang took a short rest and immediately checked the condition of Baihua's body. However, after some exploration, everything in Baihua's body was normal. The former was really relieved. Seeing the sudden recovery of White Birch, Xiao Yang was naturally pleasantly surprised. However, even at this time, Xiao Yang could not help but be frightened when he thought about the ferocious appearance of White Birch. This also made Xiao Yang worry about the situation inside White Birch. Fortunately, the results of exploration at this time, finally, he removed all his worries. However, while Xiao Yang was carefully checking for Baihua, he suddenly found that the latter's pupils were strangely white and black. Baihua couldn't find the reason for this, so Xiao Yang naturally couldn't find the result. Helpless, he had to give up altogether. Instead of worrying about fruitlessness, it's better to look forward. Up to now, they only have 1.5 months left from the clan association. In such a short time, the cultivation of the people present can't be broken through. At present, the only thing they can expect is Liana, who can't shut up. Time flies around. Since Xiao Yang left the back mountain of the Xiao family and returned to the other garden, the next period of time is rare and leisurely. However, the atmosphere within the Xiao family has gradually become tense. Everyone vaguely feels that an undercurrent is gathering quietly. When the family will open, this force will completely explode. Some people with a keen sense of smell can realize that this clan meeting will be different from the past. Once this storm sweeps away, its intensity will be several times more violent than ever before. Under such great pressure, many descendants of the Xiao family miraculously broke through their cultivation. Naturally, Xiao Tian was the first. After swallowing the Huazong pill refined by Xiao Yang, their cultivation not only broke through, but also reached the peak of the later stage of Yixingyuan sect. The inside information is good. If they are lucky, I'm afraid after this clan meeting, is to be able to break through 2 stars. At the same time, when countless children of the Xiao family secretly compete with each other, Xiao Yang has heard that some of the Xiao family's children, like Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin, who have experienced abroad for a long time, have returned to the family this time. Although some of them have participated in previous family meetings and are not qualified to participate again, they still return to the family with a curious attitude. What's more, some people came straight at Xiao Yang, which made Xiao Yang feel flattered for a while. In the other garden, Xiao Yangjing stands outside a secret room, inside which is Liana, who has been closed for several months. With the isolation of the secret room, Xiao Yang can't detect the specific situation inside, but he can also detect that there is a strong energy gathering in it. I'm afraid it will be shocking when it's dawn. Alas, there are 3 days left. If the girl doesn't come out again, I'm afraid she won't be able to participate in the clan meeting. Looking at the still closed door of the secret room, Xiao Yang frowned, and his voice was a little anxious. Trust her. Since she said she would attend the clan meeting, she will leave the customs in time. Behind him, the White Birch walked slowly, chuckled, and looked particularly confident in her eyes. Shrugging his shoulders, Xiao Yang had to look forward to it secretly in his heart. When he wanted to turn around, the White Birch on one side suddenly stretched out his hand and handed over a crystal jade bottle. At the same time, a strong smell of medicine also spread. Without waiting for Xiao Yang to speak, the sound of smile came immediately. Here you are, the prescription of the fortune pill. As soon as Baihua said this, Xiao Yang was stunned. He stared at the jade bottle in front of him. For a moment, he was a little dumbfounded. How could the Danfang of Fortune then suddenly appear in Bai Hua's hands? In this regard, Bai Hua had to learn from Xiao Yang, shrugged and said innocently, "I don't know. It's just that since I became integrated with that guy, the information of Chuang Hua Dan naturally appeared in my mind." While talking, Bai Hua shook the jade bottle in her hand and motioned the latter to take it. Xiao Yang smiled and took it without politeness. But when she opened the jade bottle, what was in it was not a pill, but a drop of red blood. This blood is the essence blood in the White Birch. With this thing in hand, as long as Xiao Yang absorbs all the information in this drop of essence blood, he can get the most complete and detailed fortune pill, which is perfect. Holding the jade bottle tightly in his hand, Xiao Yang felt a little warm and wanted to say something, but Bai Hua patted him on the shoulder with one hand and said with a smile, "Well, I know what you're going to say." "No, I don't have to say. I know it's quite important to you, but you're more important to me." Hearing Bai Hua's words, Xiao Yang was stunned. The former then continued to urge, "Well, go and digest the pill. I'll just watch it here. Don't worry." Hearing the speech, the latter hesitated a little. Then he nodded heavily, ordered a sentence, took a deep breath, and turned to the bedroom. In the courtyard, the White Birch saw the figure of Xiao Yang leaving, and suddenly coughed violently. A little strange black light appeared in a pair of pale eyes. A moment later, in the bedroom, Xiao Yang sat on the bed, opened the jade bottle again, poured out a drop of red blood in it and threw it in the air. Suddenly, a strong smell of Dan fragrance spread involuntarily. "Who?" He exhaled deeply. Xiao Yang slowly calmed down the excitement in his heart, stretched out 2 fingers and turned them into a sword. His heart read a move. The soul power in the center of his eyebrows immediately gushed out and covered his fingertips. Then one finger fell, and a heavy point was on the surface of this drop of blood. Buzz! A surging force of medicine immediately swept out from it. Xiao Yang ignored the impact of that force and directly invested his soul power into it. The falling finger slowly sank into it. A drop of blood the size of a thumb turned into a thin layer and gradually covered the surface of the finger. With the continuous injection of Xiao Yang's soul power, this drop of blood, a rather mysterious message was slowly introduced into Xiao Yang's mind and gradually spelled out. It was a complete volume of Danfang, 8th order nature pill. Buzz! While Xiao Yang slowly absorbed the Danfang information contained in that drop of blood, in the courtyard where the White Birch was located, in the secret room closed for several months, a strong energy breath swept through the door of the secret room suddenly, and the White Birch sitting in the courtyard suddenly opened his eyes at the moment. Somewhere in the other garden, Xiao Xian's body flashed. In the blink of an eye, he swept up the roof and looked at the direction of the energy breath. A surprised color appeared in his dark eyes. "Tut tut, I really broke through the Source Emperor. It was faster than I expected." With the support of dozens of high-level spirit stones and Liana's far superior talent and physique, it is very good to break through the peak of Yuan Wang in March according to Xiao Xian's prediction. After all, there is still a barrier between Yuan Wang and Yuan Huang. It is obviously not easy to break through easily. However, he still underestimated the girl. In March, unexpectedly, the 5-star Source King broke through the Source Emperor in one fell swoop. Such a terrible cultivation speed is unique in the mainland. However, almost at this time, roar. The hoarse low roar suddenly sounded, and Xiao Xian's face on the roof suddenly changed. He remembered the voice clearly. "Birch, is something wrong again?" With a frown, Xiao Xian didn't have time to inform Xiao Yang. When he moved, he quickly chased after him. At this time, Liana is there. If you go to inform Xiao Yang first, once you go late, I'm afraid the consequences will be unimaginable. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Liana, who had just left the pass, looked unbelievably at the White Birch that suddenly came back to life, but changed its appearance. A pair of spiritual eyes couldn't help showing fear. If the person in front of him was just a strange monster, it would be fine, but it was the dead birch. Coupled with this ferocious and terrible appearance at this time, even if the other party was really a beast, Liana still couldn't decide to fight. Compared with the girl at this time, the White Birch with black and white clothes and mixed energy in her body is crazy. When she is silent for a moment, she suddenly rushes towards Liana. Beast! If you don't change your mind, you dare to commit it again. At this time, Xiao Xuanwei's lofty voice suddenly sounded over the courtyard. In the invisible void, the breeze gathered, and the sword qi mixed. In the twinkling of an eye, it condensed into more than 10 invisible long swords. As Xiao Xuanwei's mind fell, more than 10 long swords burst out, nailed around the white birch like wooden stakes, forming a circle, and the sword qi was vertical and horizontal, but he stopped it for a moment. Liana, go find Xiao Yang. I'll clean up here. Xiao Xian linked his fingers, stared at the white birch in the sword array, and shouted softly to Liana. But what about the birch? Liana looked anxiously at the person in front of her. Although the girl was afraid of the white birch at this time, she couldn't bear to be hurt at the same time. Anyway, the white birch was their partner. I'll suppress him. It'll be fine. Go find Xiao Yang quickly. As soon as Xiao Xian's words fell, her heart moved. Liana suddenly condensed an invisible long sword in front of her, broke through the void, and shot straight at Xiao Yang's courtyard. After a moment of hesitation, the latter quickly followed up with her silver teeth. How could this happen? Xiao Dingtian's finger on that day should have completely subdued him. Why would he commit it again? Seeing the increasingly ferocious white birch in the sword array at this time, Xiao Xian's face was quite ugly. While he was meditating, he only heard a few sharp cracks. The sword array in the courtyard below was actually torn by the white birch. Then his eyes turned and a pair of grey-white eyes fell on him. Bang! On the ground, when the sudden white birch rushed into the air, the array in Xiao Xian's hand was also condensed. Jin Guangsheng stood up and resisted the white birch temporarily. Roar! When the birch's body was shocked, the grey energy gushed out of the body. Between the flash and sweep of the body, it was a series of heavy blows on the array cover. In just a few breaths, the array cover was about to break. Xiao Xian looked calm and raised his hand. At the same time, the hurricane stirred the array cover, and the sword qi overflowed. With the narrow space, the sharp and unparalleled sword qi gradually dissolved the grey energy around the white birch. The sharp turn of the sword edge also made the white birch unable to rush out of the array cover in a short time. Although the monster in front of him is still crazy, he is undoubtedly much weaker than that more than a month ago. Perhaps it is also due to Xiao Dingtian's action, but at the moment, Xiao Xian faces the latter again, but he has less pressure and more chances of winning. Let's stop the birch. Xiao Xian can't help turning his eyes to Xiao Yang again. The process there seems not to be over yet. On the bed in the room, at this time, Xiao Yangjing was still immersed in the pill of fortune pill. After the specific details of the whole pill had gone through several times in his mind, Xiao Yang slowly withdrew from the cultivation state. When Xiao Yang's eyes opened, the dark eyes could not help but skim a bright light. The corners of his mouth were unable to help smiling. This good pill was indeed the 8-rank Dan Dan. Its effect was as true as rumor, and even more accurate and meticulous. With simultaneous interpreting of this Dan's hand and breaking through the source of the future, there is no need to worry about it anymore. Who? When he thought about this, Xiao Yang could not help but breathe a sigh of relief, took back his mind and sorted it out a little. Then he got up and went to the layman at the door. However, at the moment he opened the door, there was a beautiful man standing at the door with his back to him. Xiao Yang was stunned immediately, and then he joked with a smile. Why, you're finally willing to leave the customs. I thought you weren't going to attend the clan meeting. Hearing the sound, Liana turned quickly and looked at Xiao Yang, who finally stepped out of the door. She couldn't help but say eagerly, "No, bye." Bai Hua, something happened to him. As soon as the voice fell, Xiao Yang smiled and looked at the girl's face in front of her. Her expression suddenly solidified. She immediately understood what the girl meant. The next moment, she didn't wait for Liana to react. Her body turned into a fuzzy shadow and rushed out like lightning. Later, Liana was stunned in situ, and then hurried to keep up. Soon, when Xiao Yang hurried to the courtyard where Bai Hua and Xiao Xian were located, it was already blocked by a huge array cover, and everything was hidden in it. Fortunately, the incident did not cause excessive impact, which did not attract the attention of the rest of the Xiao family. Otherwise, I'm afraid Xiao Dingtian will have to wait until this family comes do something else. Inside the array cover, Xiao Xian seemed to be aware of Xiao Yang's arrival, and his mind moved. The array cover was separated. Xiao Yang's body quickly disappeared into it. At the moment of entering the eye, the whole courtyard was destroyed, and the whole ground was lifted up layer by layer. Countless traces of explosion and sword qi were left on it, which was shocking. At this moment, the White Birch was finally temporarily controlled by Xiao Xian's various means. Dozens of invisible blades were intertwined to form a huge sword group to block the White Birch inside. Outside, there was a strong pressure formed by the avenue of wind. They were protected by both, which trapped the White Birch. What's the matter? I clearly explored the situation in his body that day. There's nothing unusual. Why today? Looking at the White Birch still struggling frantically surrounded by countless sword blades, Xiao Yang could not help frowning and showing a dignified color on his face. Such repetition could not be considered a good thing. Hearing Xiao Yang's voice, Xiao Xian shook his head reluctantly, stared at the White Birch subdued by the sword array, shook his head and said with a bitter smile, "I'm afraid it's not as easy as you and I think. I've explored it once before. The result is not the same as what you explored last time, but there are two sources of soul in his body. Now, he is competing for this body and swallowing each other. The origin of two souls?" As soon as he said this, Xiao Yang's heart suddenly tightened. In other words, the soul of the beast did not disperse, but took some opportunity to hide in the White Birch. Until now, he suddenly fought back again. Knowing this, Xiao Yang was still afraid to relax. The struggle between the origin of the soul is directly related to whether the White Birch is a person they know well in the future. Once the animal takes the upper hand, I'm afraid they can only stop and choose to kill it. Then what should I do? Can I only watch? At this time, Liana also entered the array cover and looked at the White Birch struggling in the sword array. A fog suddenly appeared in the girl's tender eyes, and the mood in her heart was even more difficult to restrain. Over the years, the girl has been brought up by a White Birch. The relationship between the two is as close as father and daughter. Now she sees the White Birch look like this. How can she accept it? No, there's another way. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Yanning said. As far as I know, this pill has the effect of integrating the origin of the soul. As long as it is refined, it should not be difficult to solve this problem. After the words fell, Xiao Yang turned and wanted to leave. But the clan will. The girl hesitated for a moment and still said it with her teeth. She knew that Xiao Yang and other people had been waiting for a long time, but now the time had come, and Bai Hua had such a thing. If she went to refine pills at this time, wouldn't the people have missed it? Silly girl, the clan meeting is just to accompany a group of strangers. Whether to participate or not is a small matter. You are the most important. Xiao Yang stroked the girl's hair and comforted her with a careless smile. Why don't we invite 3 elders? It's too late. The 3 elders are busy outside for the clan meeting recently. They can't come back in a short time. As for others, Xiao Xian shook his head lightly. He knew Xiao Yang's temperament. 4 unfamiliar people, the latter would not trust to entrust such a great event to the other party, so he could only do it himself. As for the clan association, I'm afraid I can only choose to give up. In the courtyard, Xiao Xian temporarily trapped the White Birch in one place with the help of array plate and 7 order array. At the same time, Xiao Yang quickly entered the secret room and began to prepare to refine Yunlingdan. Yunling pill is located in the 5th level. Although its main effect is to nourish the original source of the injured soul, it can also fuse the original source of the soul because of its special effect. Because of this, although this pill is located in the 5th level, it is still quite unorthodox. If Xiao Yang had not specially investigated all kinds of prescriptions for Xiao Xian, I'm afraid he wouldn't know. In the secret room, Xiao Yang quickly found the elixir of Yunlingdan from the ring without stopping. While opening it, the whole person's mind gathered quickly, as if afraid of any omission. Yunlingdan. After a careful inspection, Xiao Yang was relieved. Although refining this Yunlingdan is not cumbersome for Xiao Yang today, however, several core medicinal materials required in this pill are too unorthodox. If Xiao Yang hadn't collected some of them in recent years, I'm afraid even in such a large Xiao family, it may not be able to find all those herbs. Without this trouble, the pressure on Xiao Yang's heart immediately reduced a lot. Then, with a big hand, he called out the medicine tripod. When he raised his hand, a cluster of flame slowly floated out of his fingertips, bent his fingers and shot into the medicine tripod. In an instant, the raging fire burned violently, and the flashing light shone through the medicine tripod, illuminating the whole secret room. Perhaps it was the current state of Birch that made him feel urgent, or it was the proximity of the clan association that made Xiao Yang more anxious. The process of refining pills this time was much faster than before, so that in such a hurry, during the refining process for 3 times, all the herbs were destroyed, and the herbs, only the last one is left. Fortunately, after the first 3 successive failures, Xiao Yang finally understood the problem. After a short rest, he tried his best to stabilize his inner mood. The last refining was finally on the right track at this time. Even so, Xiao Yang's refining speed is much faster than usual in all aspects. Even if he has adjusted his mind, the process of refining pills is undoubtedly very fast. Of course, the most amazing thing is that under this steady and rapid refining, the pills in the medicine tripod are also in accordance with Xiao Yang's rhythm, in the rapid formation. Such a beautiful scene. If outsiders see it, I'm afraid I can't help praising it. With Xiao Yang entering the Chamber of Secrets, the time outside is also passing rapidly. As time goes by, the family will come. The whole Xiao family also shows a hot and prosperous attitude. Everyone except Xiao Yang is welcoming this day together. The next day, Xiao Clan, fighting field. As the venue of all previous clan meetings, this one is no exception. Although the arena was destroyed during the war between Xiao Yang and Xiao Lei a few months ago, it was only a matter of raising their hands to repair the arena by their means. Boom! The invisible void was torn open by life, and 2 huge floating stone platforms were suspended in the air. Compared with the last small fight, the holding of the clan meeting is naturally more grand. As a grand event for the young people of the Xiao nationality, the scene is magnificent. In addition to the arena itself, 2 separate challenge arenas are added over the arena. Even the company commander's old seats are also placed in the void. Although it was early in the morning, the crowd was already surging on the grandstand below. Even on the square below, it was also occupied by countless black people. Looking around, the bustling crowd spread around with the loud noise, and finally gathered into a wave and rushed into the sky. On the elders' table, Xiao Dingtian, who is in charge of the cabinet, is impressively listed. As the elder in charge of the family, Xiao Dingtian is also responsible for the establishment of the clan association. Although there has been a lot of experience in the past, even so, the old man's face can't help showing a satisfied smile. Compared with the past, the highlight of this clan meeting is that, in addition to the existing young generation of the clan competing on the field, most of the family children who have experienced abroad also return to the family and say they will show 1 or 2 at the clan meeting. Of course, this kind of display is not to let them compete with the younger generation, but in the form of performance competition, it shows the results of their experience abroad in recent years. Of course, in addition, another thing that can arouse people's interest is naturally Xiao Yang. The clan meeting is coming. He hasn't arrived yet. A young generation dares to support him so much. If the Xiao clan really takes him in, won't they have to raise their tail to the sky in the future? Xiao Dingtian looked at the front row of the stand below his eyes. Those positions were reserved for the more outstanding young people in the family. At this time, Xiao Feng, Xiao Tian and others were impressively listed, but Xiao Yang was the only one missing. At the beginning of the clan meeting, people at their level, even if they come, just sit and be an audience. It doesn't hurt to come later. While Xiao Ding was scolding with a cold voice, Xiao Jinghong didn't know when to come over. A smile in his mouth made the former's face suddenly become gloomy. It's a shorthand. You said you wouldn't be the enemy again. Now you have to compete with me? Elder brother, why do you need it? After thinking about that, I really want to understand some truth. Since they are all people of the same family and blood is thicker than water, why force each other? Besides, Xiao Yang is a top class in both mind and cultivation talent. Xiao Jinghong hesitated and sighed. Are you asking for credit for his name? Xiao Dingtian's face shook, swallowed a breath and said in a voice, I just want to tell eldest brother that their blood power has not been tested. All the actions we have done so far are just conjectures out of thin air. Besides, Xiao Xian has returned to normal cultivation. This may only be the special reason for his cultivation skills. Why do we have to? Enough. Before Xiao Jinghong's voice fell, the former suddenly scolded. A pair of old eyes slowly scanned the crowd below, paused for a moment, and then said, Everything I do is for the future of our Xiao family. You and Xiao Qian know this best. Therefore, I'd rather kill 10,000 people by mistake than give in. Just tell Xiao Yang about the clan meeting. I can let him go. If I want to invade our Xiao family blood, I'll kill him. At the end of the voice, there was a sense of excitement in Xiao Ding's words. Then, as soon as the voice fell, he waved his sleeve robe fiercely, and was too lazy to explain more to the people around him. He turned and walked towards the other end of the elder's seat. In situ, Xiao Jinghong looked at the stubborn figure of the former and couldn't help sighing. Blindly abide by their own opinions, although they can preserve what they want to protect to a certain extent, once this adherence is too long, it will invisibly evolve into pedantry and stubbornness, making everything corrupt with it. Xiao Dingtian, that's it. This video will end here.